We're back, baby. We are so back. All right, I am revisiting, finally, my 2-strand twist protective style with the little additions of the Murray's pomade and a braid at the top to keep the roots from getting puffy. I told y'all I couldn't wait to get back, and this time, I mean, I don't know what the video was titled as because your girl was all over the place in this, but it was intended to show a way that you could do the parts. It's a trial and error, I swear. As soon as I go into parting my hair, it's like my soul just leaves my body. So this is an option. I actually did it incorrectly though. So that's why I'm like, just like choose your own adventure. If you want to do grid style, go for it. I was trying to go for a diamond shape. You're gonna see me do this like 10,000 times and it's literally not correct because what I ended up doing was a triangle. Wait, why do I not? What I ended up doing was a triangle, and I realized the next day, because my hair is so thick, just doing a straight part across is like way harder than it needs to be for me, and it's all kinds of carpal tunnel and soreness. So I try to break it up a little bit by doing a diamond shape or a triangle in this case. But what I was trying to say, which I didn't do, is that instead of going straight across here, I meant to go on an angle and then an angle in on the bottom to create the diamond shape. But again, I only did the triangle, but doing this kind of alleviates the amount of hair that I have at the center, which is where my hair is the thickest. It alleviates some of that because you have more from the front section that you are now parting up separately as well on both sides. You ain't gonna see none of that in the video. What ended up happening is I did a triangle and whatever. I got to the finish line, but this is just an option. And honestly, like, you do not have to do it. If you have no other options and you're like, I don't know, then sure, take my suggestion. But this is supposed to just be a light suggestion because I'm not an expert. And I think that's what's really fun about these videos is that we are learning together. But we get to the finish line, and without further ado, let's hop into this video of me showing my twist out process again, but specifically talking about parting our hair. All right, so not much to say, but I'm ready for the journey. This is gonna be quite the experience. I'm gonna take my time. This is a 2-week-old braid out that I kind of kept repeating and going back and forth, but my scalp is now like, girl, it's time. I actually had some pretty good definition throughout. Like, I still feel a bit of a hold, and this was when I used the Miche gel to foam mousse. Actually thinking about using that for these twists today, but I think I'm just gonna keep it chill and use this Quimette Biologics, the heavy cream that I've mentioned in the past. It's just really thick. We all know what I'm going in with at my roots to keep them down. I will be continuing with my Miele drops. Thinking of doing like a diamond shape. I did this once and I kind of liked it. So the diamond would be here. And so at this, right at the top, I'm going to be making a part to the side, a part to the other side, but then I'm also going to be making a part down the back. So the back will be like this, right? There's nothing wrong with the grid format. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'm in frame or not, but something like this. I think I'm just trying to trick myself into thinking I'm doing something easier. Okay, so we are back. I just wanted to show my little setup before I get into it. Here's my hair freshly washed. I have been keeping up with using that Function of Beauty shampoo, and even with my conditioner added in, it just still feels so incredibly soft. I just want to show that center part that I previously had concerns with and was hoping that the hair is growing back. So I just wanted to show a little update. So in theory, this is center, but I swear sometimes when I part, it's like, does anybody's scalp be moving like a lot? And then suddenly it's like, oh, this is my center part. It's definitely been quite a bit of me using the Miele drops. I can't quite tell. I showed a photo last time, but I wanted to get real specific on just like this little patch right here is what we're working towards. I can't necessarily say if it's any better. It's definitely not worse. This is the setup that I have. I do not have a 3-way mirror. I highly recommend it to people because it looks like it's incredibly convenient and I just haven't bought one yet. So I have a mirror right up here and I have a big old mirror in front of me. Instead of going just to the sides right away, I'm gonna go on an angle and hit behind my ear. So here's what it looks like. Let me get a leave-in spray because this is gonna be marinating for a bit because it's gonna take me a while. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason to why I'm using this. I just wanna use it up. Remember I mentioned that I have little bits of products left. So I'm gonna spray this down because I already do feel that my hair is drying off. And when it's drying off, it is not as malleable. All right, so now let's get to the other side. I'm going for an angle behind my ear. So this is what we're working with. I have to like put my head all the way over. I'm feeling, it's not perfect. That's for sure. Okay, I don't want to strive for perfection slash this is me giving up, but this is the second half and I feel like that's good enough. Do we see that? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, it's very easy to want to crash out when doing your parting and your twists and you have thick hair. So I'm trying not to. I always feel like I'm in a race with my hair drying because once it starts drying, as you know, with I'm assuming your type of hair too, or if you have similar hair type, you know, it's gonna start tangling and getting knotty and all of that. So that is the race that I'm always on, which is why I don't dilly-dally too much. It's never more than like 20 minutes to a half an hour after my shower that I'm already styling my hair. I have made the mistake before of waiting longer and it's just Tangle City. So to avoid that, it's like I just try to let it get to a little bit of a damp state so it's not soaking wet, and then I'm immediately going right in. So now I'm gonna have to turn around. This should be good. Here's the back of my head. We see part on this side, we see the part on this side. What you could do is from here, you could just start going row by row by row by row by row. You could do that. You could split this in half and then just have your two sections and start working from there. I'm gonna do a part on an angle going in on this side and on the other side. So it's a diamond shape. Hopefully you can see that. That is the next section that I'm going to separate. I'm actually gonna make a rough part, which I should have thought of that before, but I'm gonna make a rough part just so that I can have a little bit more organization, because as you see, as you can see, things are getting a little rough. Now you'll notice that I kind of end up making them a little bit more like an open diamond versus here. I'm just like too tired to fix that right now, so we're just gonna go with that. This is the thickest part of my hair, by the way. This is at the top and the center, but also I've noticed that this part feels sensitive sometimes, so I try to be gentle with it, which is why I'm trying to split it in half so that we can give it a bit of a break. I gotta add more water to this because now the edges are pretty like matted together. I'm gonna have to do a rough part first because it's just so thick and I can't really get my bearings. My camera's overheating, so I will come back. Just so you can see what the parts are now that I've had it all sectioned out. I've got one over here, one here, and then in the back I have one here, and then one here. Officially out of this, so yay, we used another product. I've got my pattern on hand. Since my hair has dried a little bit, I think I will have to go in with a leave-in. So I'm gonna start with this. I'm just gonna start with this one right here and just kind of show y'all where I'm at, and then I'm definitely turning the camera off and just going through the motions. Adding in a little of the Pattern Beauty leave-in nectar, and I'm just gonna give my hair a little bit of a brush through, but I'm just gonna go one and probably two, and that would be like a row of three. Cheated, and I just took my hand and I'm creating that part right there. This next one into two. I don't want them to be too small. So we've got another one, starting with my Quimette Biologics Alma Cream, Alma and Olive Oil, all over my hair. This is a super heavy cream that I absolutely love because I really want to lock in this moisture for this protective style. Now, of course, we're going in with Murray's. I'm just stamping it down on the roots. We're gonna do the braid to start and then we switch into our twists. So I do like a couple passes of the braid, not too much. I know you probably can't see anything. That feels like enough. And then I'm gonna start moving into a twist. Yeah. And so all you want to do is just keep holding it taut. Yes, you could do the 3-strand twist as well. And I'm feeling super accomplished because that is the first one. So hopefully you can see what it's looking like. Okay, I'm back. Just one. Braid down the roots so that it holds down the roots stronger and it lasts longer. Here is the first half of the back section done. So up to here, I am tired. But I just really missed all the sheen, so it's nice to actually see that back. I think it's been an hour and a half so far. I always pay close attention to the first ones because I'm usually gonna wear that as like a little piece to hang out, so I try to do an extra good job there. Okay, so we are done, and oh my god, I think that took 3 hours or more. That's kind of all I really have a concern with, is just making sure that there's no like massive holes or anything like that. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. My hair feels so incredibly moisturized. Like there is sheen on my hands, and that truly comes from the Alma and the Murray's all together. I just love when my hair feels super moisturized, especially from where it was before. I'm always just fascinated. The front of my hair holds moisture so much better than the back of my hair, because by the time I got to the front, you remember I sprayed it down with the leave-in conditioner, and then I just like, you know, rolled it up into a little top knot. And when I was taking my hair back down to get to these front sections, they were still really wet. And I was like, I love that, because the middle section is like no go. The middle section was, you know, getting matted and kind of stuck together and everything like that. I had to go in with the Pattern Beauty Nectar and just get her back to being a little bit more malleable, which it does fairly easy, but it's just like, dang, like it just soaks up all the moisture, and that section is so incredibly dry, whereas other parts of my hair are not. So I am happy to be in this protective style again, and I'm just gonna hope and pray that I do not have to take it out in like a day. But the parting is just literally like my worst nightmare. Like even after doing it, even after trying to make it easier with, you know, less going across at the top, it's still just like the most irritating part. And the one thing I'm thinking every time I'm doing my hair and I'm making parts is, I wish somebody else could do this. Like, see what it looks like when like a true professional does it and cares about uniformity and just like how fierce that would look. Sometimes what I do after I've done my hair and it was still wet, which most of it is kind of dry for now, but I do this little lengthening thing. I have no hair ties right now. Oh, I have one. So I'll show you. I just went ahead and was twisting my hair. And what this is doing is just lengthening the twists, and it helps with shrinkage. So I'll usually kind of like basically bond my hair, which I'm sure you've seen other people do. It just kind of helps to keep that length a little bit, because otherwise my hair will in fact shrink up. Throw a scarf on it or whatever, but I just like to do that. I'm just casually throwing the twists over each other. I'm not trying to pull like too hard, because I don't also want them to look, what's the word? Very stringy. Okay, well the joke is on me. While I was doing my hair, I actually got a casting, and I didn't see it till an hour after I did my hair. And you should have seen my face. I was like, because I panicked. So I was like, no, does this mean I have to take out my hair? And luckily I had a couple days before the audition was due. But then I was chatting with my friends, and they're like, girl, just leave your hair as is. Like, just let it be. And I was like, yes, I don't need to do that. I don't need to take this all out. I was like, maybe I'll just leave it in for a day and then take it back out. No, I told them on the video, my hair can be like this, it can be curly, it can be any of those things. Verbally say that versus feeling like I have to show up on these tapes one way and only one way. Anyway, that was my video. However you make it to the finish line of your hair being done, just pat yourself on the back, because that is a journey to sit there and do those twists. I'm already thinking about the next time I do it. So incredibly moisturized to the touch, thanks to the Quimette Biologics Alma and Olive Oil Cream. So we're just gonna chill here for a bit. I hope this video was at the very least entertaining, maybe helpful, maybe there was some tips and tricks in there. You know what to do. Let's have a conversation down below. If you have tips, tricks, anything for making parting your hair an easier situation, comment it down below. Help people out, help me out, help everybody around that is going to be looking for tips for parting their hair, so that this could just be a smooth process. And now when I wake up in the morning, it's just going to be a little quick refresh and then go. I don't have to unravel anything. Thank y'all as always for watching. If this was helpful, hype this video up, and I will see you in the next one.